Diane Abbott's fate hangs in the balance as Labour considers candidates for her seat. Diane Abbott, the United Kingdom's first black female member of Parliament, faces an uncertain future within the Labour Party amidst ongoing investigations into her conduct. Despite the conclusion of an internal probe 6 months ago, Abbott remains suspended from the party, and her eligibility to stand as a Labour candidate in her Hackney North and Stoke Newington constituency is shrouded in doubt. The Labour Party's National Executive Committee, NEC, reportedly completed its investigation in December, but the findings and subsequent disciplinary action against Abbott have not been made public. Sources within the party indicate that she received a formal warning and a directive to complete an online antisemitism training course in February. Abbott's suspension stems from a letter she wrote in the Observer newspaper in April 2022, which drew criticism for downplaying allegations of racism against Jewish people. The letter prompted her suspension from the party and her subsequent status as an independent MP when Parliament was prorogued for the general election on the 4th of July. Despite the NEC's reported completion of its investigation, Abbott's political future remains in limbo. The party could potentially attempt to bar her from standing for Labour in the next election, particularly in light of her recent social media activity. Abbott liked a post by Laura Alvarez, the wife of former Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn, expressing support for Corbyn's decision to stand as an independent candidate. Labour has a history of blocking left-wing candidates and suspending party members for expressing support for other political parties. While Abbott's fate has yet to be officially determined, 3 Labour activists with ties to her constituency have emerged as potential replacements: Antoinette Bramble, the Deputy Mayor of Hackney Council, Sam Moema, the London Assembly member for North East, and Meet Coben, a Labour councillor for Stoke Newington. Abbott's supporters have expressed concerns about the potential impact of her exclusion on the representation of black members within the Labour Party. They question why her future in the party is being linked to her health and why she cannot make her own decision about whether to stand for re-election. The BBC's Newsnight program first reported the completion of the NEC's investigation in December. In March, Abbott refuted claims that she had rejected antisemitism training offered by the party. Labour figures from across the party's factions have reportedly expressed frustration over the delay in resolving the case, as shadow ministers have continued to present it as ongoing. Some within the party have raised concerns that ejecting Abbott would send a negative message to black Labour members. After The Guardian revealed that the Conservative Party's largest donor, Frank Hester, had made racist remarks about Abbott, she expressed hope for public support from Labour leader Keir Starmer. Starmer has condemned Hester's comments, but has maintained that Abbott's suspension was unrelated to the incident. When asked about Abbott's case last week, Starmer stated that the final decision on candidates would be made shortly, saying, "Within a relatively short period of time, the final list of candidates will be decided, and that will be a matter for the Labour Party's National Executive Committee." Quote, a spokesperson for the left-wing Momentum Group criticized the news, stating, "This is outrageous news, which confirms that the Starmer leadership is trying to force Britain's first black woman MP out of Parliament." The Labour Party's decision on Diane Abbott's candidacy will have significant implications for her political future, as well as for the representation of diverse voices within the party. The outcome of the party's deliberations remains uncertain, leaving Abbott's fate hanging in the balance.